This fellow Nicodemus appears today in our reading. He's a very interesting fellow. He is not mentioned in Matthew, Mark, and Luke. Only John tells us about Nicodemus. The first time we hear about him is here in chapter 3. And it says, he is a ruler of the Jews. He is a prominent man. He is politically prominent. He seems to have everything that the world can give. And yet John tells us he comes to Jesus by night. Now that's not just after dark. John's gospel always has a secondary meaning. It's not that he comes to him after dark. He is in darkness. There's something missing from the life of Nicodemus. He's well off, he's prominent, he appears to have everything that the world can give a person, and yet he is in darkness. And he comes to Jesus seeking some kind of understanding of his life. And Jesus says, you must be born from above. There's a huge amount of commentary written on the Greek word anothen, which is above, or it means anew, or it means again. And all sorts of commentaries written exactly what did it mean. You must be born from above, or maybe it's not from above. You must be born again in this world. But it's very clear that you must claim a new life. And Nicodemus is confused by this, but Jesus clarifies it. You must be born of the Spirit. Some change must happen in your life. Well, he disappears from the scriptures now. He'll reappear again in chapter 7 in John's gospel. He's a member of the Sanhedrin. He's a member of the ruling body of the Jews. And when the Pharisees and the high priests are condemning Jesus, and they go before the Sanhedrin, the ruling body, Nicodemus is the one who speaks up and says, when is it that we condemn a man without giving him a hearing? The Pharisees and the chief priests want him arrested right away. But Nicodemus defends him and says, we should listen to him and understand what he's saying before we rush to a judgment. And then in chapter 19, we'll meet Nicodemus again in the burial of Jesus. Chapter 19 says, Joseph of Arimathea, who was a well-off man, as secret followers of Jesus for fear of the Jews, Joseph of Arimathea and Nicodemus anoint the body of Jesus for burial. They're the ones who bury Jesus after his crucifixion. It would appear also that Joseph of Arimathea, a rich man, a secret follower of Jesus, there's good reason to believe that Nicodemus, in fact, was a follower of Jesus, but secretly, quietly, for fear of the Jews, because he was a member of the ruling body. So he's one of these extraordinary fellows that just comes across the horizon, and we see him, and he says something to us, and then he disappears. He doesn't appear at all in the other Gospels. He won't appear any time later. He's just one of these visitors that comes into your life and touches your life. It gives you a teaching and then moves on. And the teaching has something to do about the meaning of your life, that you could have everything this world can give you, all the satisfactions, all the fulfillments of the world, but you'll find someday when you get up, there is a darkness in you. There's something missing. There's an emptiness. It's hard to define now. It has something to do with the soul. It's not something money will buy. If you win the lotto, that will satisfy you for a while, but it will not begin to satiate the deepest hungers of the soul. And Nicodemus is a good example. When we hit this place in life where we appear everything is fine, you have health, you have family, you have enough to eat, you have a home, you have everything, and yet there's something empty, there's something missing. That's the teaching of Nicodemus. You might keep that in mind. It's food for the soul. That's the teaching of Nicodemus. Pause now for a moment of prayer.